All right. Hello, hello. Okay. Looks like we got the audio working. All right. Sorry for the delay. So today, this is more for owners and admins of the solo platform. So that would be people with typically kind of all access to the system. They can roam freely throughout rep accounts. They can create users. They can pull reports. They can just kind of take a deeper look into everything. So this will be more focused on that admin owner permission set. This isn't to say that it wouldn't be helpful for other people, but it's definitely geared towards that type of individual. First things first, in the bottom of the YouTube video, if you're looking at it, there is a video description. So it'll say solo, and then it says solo admin and owner training. And then there's a link to a jot form. That jot form will allow you to submit a question through the system so that what we can do is we can go through the training, and then at the end we'll check the questions that were asked, and then we'll be able to individually address those questions. So that's what we can kind of do right now. So I'll kind of dive into it. So what I'm going to do is spend most of the time in this company section down here, and then we'll kind of go to a few of the other things. So if I'm logged in, remember, first things first, if you ever want to change your password or change your info, my name for this demo purpose is sample user. This would say your name hypothetically. If I click on my down arrow, I can switch to dark mode or light mode. But what I can also do is click into my profile. I can change password, first name, last name. So say I wanted to say sample owner instead. Let's change that name, hit save. I'm going to refresh my screen, and then we should get an updated name. There we go. So you can kind of change your name and change things in here, phone number, etc. I can change my role because I'm an owner. Reps won't be able to do that. If you haven't received a permission list yet of what all the different permissions do, you can email your sales rep or the customer success team after this demo, and then what we can do is we can send you out that information. Oh, and it's also, if you click on your sidebar and come down to help, training resources, additional training, you'll see here user and permission settings. Simply click on this info and it'll load that up right here. So you can see all the different permission settings. So another quick way to access that. Excuse me. Clicking back on the home icon, I think I'm going to stay in this dark mode. I feel as though it's a bit easier to see. So if I'm on here, I click on my side menu. Like I said, we're going to live in this company section for just a minute because this is a lot of the unique features to owners. So first things first is we have announcements. Announcements are going to be a great way to push out info to reps and all the different personnel in your system. So what you could do is you could come in here, create an announcement. Previous announcements will be listed here. And then if I click back to my home screen, all these announcements are going to be pushed to land right here. So let's go ahead and go through that process really quick. We can see some of these solo announcements. That is from our personnel here at Solo and our customer success team to send updates to you. If we click on this, come down to announcements, I can create a sample one that says, hey, doing a demo right now. Go ahead and click on create. And then what I can do is I can see this right here. I can see the date it was created. And then I have an edit function and a trash function as well. So if I click on my solo, what I'm going to do is I'm going to see that announcement I just made from my account, writing, date, time, etc. If I click back into my side menu, go to announcements, I can edit this and say not available. Hit confirm, go back to my home screen, and it's right there. So this could be really useful if you maybe you have a problem with reps that are submitting real time when they don't need to be. Maybe you can push an announcement that way on top of your training that you're already doing. Maybe it's to say, hey, remember to be clear on the notes when submitting, so we're not spending extra money on revisions. There could be a number of different announcements you're trying to make, and maybe it's more motivational, saying, hey, it's a big Saturday. Let's everyone close out some of the deals that have been in our pipeline this week, get more customers signed up, so we have a big start to the year. It could be a number of things. So last function is if you're in this announcement, you click on close. You can just click on the trash can, and then I'm going to confirm that I want to delete it. That message is going to disappear. I go back to solo, and now that announcement's gone. So coming down here, you have best practices. My best practices on this demo account. Oh, never mind. I did put some in there. So we've got best practices. These are kind of some bad notes, but what this will show, and I should add some fake ones in here so that we can get a better picture. I'll make sure to do that after this training. What this will do is your best practices, think of it, it's synonymous with design guidelines, panel placement, anything like that. This is essentially you telling Solo and our designers how to actually create a proposal. Let me check something really quick. It showed that the live stream went offline for a second. Let me check something really quick. I'm showing it up there. Okay. So this will show your design guidelines. And so essentially this is very, very useful because what this will do is how we're designing the system will be dependent upon what information you give us. So say, for instance, there's a situation where connection successful. Okay. All right. Looks like we're back online. Go. Sorry for that. I think it might be the room I'm in. There's not good internet connected. So that's the best practices. Next up, we have create user. This is pretty self-explanatory. I won't spend a lot of time in here. You'll be putting in password, first name, last name, a few more things, choosing their area, time zone, their role, etc. We have a few videos on that. If you go to help, training resources, and then creating a new user, this video will show you how to do all of that. Next thing is we've got search user, but that's just simply a way to search your current users. Reports, this is a very, very useful feature. I'll turn back into light mode for this one. Reports, what you can do is you can select the report you'd like to pull. Typically, most people will pull a proposal report. And what they're able to do is choose the company they want to pull that for. In my fictitious account, I have my main account, which is Demo Wilson, and then I have a sub account I've created called Demo Account Child or Sub. So you can pull for both. You can click this one off and you can pull for just, my account, Demo Wilson, and then you can set your time frame. You can scoot down to choose a custom time frame. It'll give you a little calendar drop down, etc. The next option that you have is to summarize this report. I should have some proposals in here. I'm going to go last year because that will pull up something. It will pull a couple reports. So I'm not going to summarize it. I'm just going to click run report. This should pull up, about 20 proposals. So you can see if I scroll down on my screen, I've got, the account it was on right here, the name of the customer, proposal ID, email of the rep, and then a few more bits of information. So if I scroll down through here, I can see all these different customers, kind of get a feel for, who I requested proposals for, where they're at, etc. I can hit download, and it's going to download that to a CSV file for me, and then I can just click into it. We'll see if my numbers can pull up somewhat quickly so this can show. There we go. So you've got this data. It'll give all that information, so then I could do whatever I want with this CSV file. On the flip side, I can also click summarize. And summarize, if I run report, it's just going to give me a quick snapshot of which account, which type of proposal it was, and then my quantity. And then my contractual rate is obviously set to 0 because this is a demo account, but this would have your rate here of that 15 and 25 in there, and then you get your itemized total and then your total as well. So you'd be able to check kind of your cost on a monthly basis, an annual basis, a weekly basis, however you wanted to. And then you can pull these reports from many other things. You can also just click on, say, demo account. We'll take this off. I'll run report. And then it didn't work for mine because it's a demo account. But what this should do is you can run reports per individual sub companies as well instead of just your main account. So in this hypothetical situation, what this should have done is pulled up for just my demo account. So I can just see that line. So that's your reporting. It's a pretty powerful tool. You'll notice you've got it for doc requests, CAD adders, engineering. So you can pull a number of reports. And keep in mind that the report section is for one-off reports. So it's not a place to schedule them, which is where we're heading next. But it's more, hey, I want to know right now how many proposals we've requested this week, this day, this month, this year. You can get that snapshot immediately. Scheduled reports is going to function literally the exact same way as the report section, but what it's going to do is it's going to allow you to schedule those daily, weekly, monthly. And so if I choose, say, for instance, my account, I'll choose Demo Wilson. I want to click on my report type. I'm going to go to proposals, and then I want a daily, a weekly, and a monthly. And then my day will summarize yesterday, my week will summarize the last week, and then my month will summarize the last month. I'm going to put in my email here, and I'm going to add that email to the list. say also Kimberly needs to be on this one. I can put Kimberly on this one, add that email, and then we'll say Mitzi needs to be on this one. We'll put Mitzi on here as well. So I'll add those recipients. They're down here in a small cache waiting to be created. So right now I haven't created the report. I haven't technically added anyone to it. The moment I hit create, I'm going to see that link, or excuse me, that scheduled report is now set. I've got my recipients, I've got my timetable, and then I can change the summary of what I want this to be as well. So you can set these up. As a default, we set these up for all the company owners so that they have access to this reporting. And what they'll be able to do is get those snapshots to their inbox automatically for their new accounts. Say, for instance, Kimberly doesn't want to be on this report anymore. Maybe she's switched positions. She doesn't necessarily need this info anymore. You don't have to delete the whole report. What you can do is click on Edit. I can find her email, take it to the trash can, hit Save, and then now it's just David and Mitzi. On the reverse, if I want to click on the Edit and I need to add Kimberly back in because maybe she changed her mind, I'll go ahead and put Kimberly back in, add email to the list, hit Save, and then she's back. If I want to send this report immediately, you can click your send icon, and then if I want to get rid of it altogether, hit the trash can. Are you sure you want to remove this? Yes, and then it disappears. We're back to square one. So really, really easy to set these up. It's pretty foolproof. We do have the customer success and proposal support teams on hand if you need help setting that up, but it should be pretty easy for most people. Integrations we're going to ignore for right now, but what we are going to do is this login as. So if you are owner and the owner permission only, what the owner permission allows you to do is you can click on that login as, and this will give you the actual live view into any of your reps accounts. So if I click login as, I'm going to choose my demo Wilson, and then I'm going to try to log in as sales rep. This sample user, sample sales rep. Click login, and now I will be viewing exclusively this sample reps account. So I could go in here and I can do everything to act as if I were this person. So if I wanted to change their name to sample sales rep, so that for our purposes it's a bit more clear of what we're doing, I can change that name to sample sales rep. I'll give it a nice refresh. And I am literally acting as this person. I'm logged in as this person. For all intents and purposes, I will be able to do anything I want logged in as a sales rep. The moment I'm done peeking around or checking things out, I can click on my down arrow. And instead of clicking log out, which will take me all the way out to my actual first login point, I can log out as. So I can just log out as a sales rep. So I'll click on that, and then I should be back to sample owner, which will just drop me a level back. I think of it like Inception. You're dropping out of your deeper dream to come back to the previous one, and then you can do that multiple times and enter different levels of being able to view different accounts, and you can log out as those accounts. So keep that in mind. That's a good kind of way to think about it. But if you wanted to log out completely, you'll notice you can log out. If you don't have that log out as feature, it will mean you're at your top level, which is your account. Other than that, we'll show you a few more things with the queues. So if you're looking at customers, more proposals, docs, and CAD, you'll notice under each of these you have a queue. So proposal queue, docs queue, CAD, and engineering queue. What we find a lot of owners asking is they want immediate updates on where their proposals, docs, or CAD are at in our production line. So if you want to see, say for instance, you had 10 reps request proposals, it's a busy Saturday, you guys are getting ready to go out there and crush it, you need to know where your proposals are at as they're being requested in real time. If you click on queue, that's going to show you for your whole company and all of your reps, your real-time and your non-real-time queue. So if I had 10 in the real-time, 5 in the non-real-time, I could see all those and I could track them. So I could see how long they've been in the queue, which rep requested them, which proposalist is working on them, which sales rep requested it, when they started on the job, what their name is. I'm wrong on this. So you have your time in the queue. So this is how long it's been in the queue, the name of the customer, the name of the sales rep who requested it, the time the proposalist started it, the name of the proposalist, and then the status. And this will just be lead until proposal is delivered. Non-real queue, this will be the same exact thing. It's just obviously those 24-hour proposals. And then you've got this for your proposals. You've got this for your docs. And you've got this for your CAD. So you can choose your CAD queue. And you can choose your engineering queue as well. So that's a good thing to know about this, that you can check those queues. Other than that, there's not a whole lot that we're going to cover in the management training. One thing I do want to show you, though, is this help section. This is a section that we're constantly building out and improving so that as an owner, you can steer reps towards this section so they can get additional training and some of that burden is lifted off of you. But it also is a great resource for new admins or new owners. So to dive into the help section, you can click on training resources. And what this training resources will do is you'll be able to see we're on training videos right now. If I click on select a training video, we've got a handful of different videos that are in here. And we actually just recorded a whole bunch of new ones that'll be uploaded in here as well. So this will be probably tripled or quadrupled as far as volume goes. So we'll have that all in there. If you choose any one of these videos, such as creating a new user, this will pop up for you and you'll be able to see, the whole walkthrough. So a nice big logo in your face, and then we'll get the screen here. So you'll be able to click into this and see how to do it. Most of these videos are 2.5 minutes. And then on the tab under additional training, you'll get your document name, which will be, continuing training education, a few more, and then the type of document. If you click on the URL, such as, say you want to find out what resources are available to you to keep learning more about Solo. Click on info. Click it again. I must not have hit it right the first time. And then what you'll see is you've got your continued training and education. So this will be the scheduled trainings where you can schedule more time with a customer success rep. And then live trainings will be on here, which will show live trainings going up every Tuesday. So this is actually the trainings that we're on right now. And then these are kind of pro tips. So these will be how to contact the different customer support areas of the company. So all of them are the 888-316-5845 number. And then each of the different options will take you to a different department. So we'll be able to do that, and you can contact us that way. Custom resources, this will be another slick that just shows what resources are available to you. Most importantly would be your customer success team and your proposal support team. Customer success team is kind of a catch-all for realistically everything you may experience with your account. If you need additional training, if there's an issue, if reps need help, they're super great at their job and they provide great customer service and they'll be able to take care of you. On the flip side, you've got proposal support team, and this is more specifically for, say you just added a Jinko 380, panel to your lineup, or maybe an LG 320. You need to get that added in at a 40 or 20 cent per watt adder. You can simply email this proposal support at gosolo.io and just say, hey, I need to get this panel added, and they'll get that added in there very, very quickly. So they're really great to be able to do proposal troubleshooting, to add features to your proposal, to add items to your proposal. That's really their bread and butter. Down here, we also have our docs team, our CAD team, and then billing support. So you'll see you've got kind of all the departments represented on these sheets. Onboarding is really great. If you're brand new, you can kind of go through the process again. But once you're integrated, this is obviously not very useful because it talks about the onboarding steps. For new customers and recent sign-ons, it is very valuable to walk you through the process and what resources you have available to you, what steps you're on, and how you can just kind of make this the most efficient time to get up and running quickly. And then last but not least, user permission settings, which we did touch on earlier. This will show you as you're creating users what each username is and then what they can actually do within the system. So this is a great sheet to refresh yourself on to make sure that people are given the right access and the right abilities within the system. I click back into this and I go back to help. Contact info will be all the departments again, just with the phone numbers listed one more time. And then last but not least, live trainings. This will be where you can access this live training. So if you click on live solo training, it will drop you to our YouTube page where you can just click on, this will drop you to a quick login where you just type in the name, your name, and then the company that you're working with. And that's just so that we know who logged on so that we can reach out if they have specific questions after. And then you'll have your admins and your rep trainings listed right here. So you'll be able to access all that from here. We'll check the question queue really quick and see if we had any questions come through in our live chat. It doesn't look like we did. We'll do a quick refresh. Doesn't look like we have any questions. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and close this stream out really quick. And then what we'll do is post this onto our YouTube page so that you can have access to see this whenever you'd like. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your time. We hope this has been beneficial. If you have any suggestions for items you want to see in the trainings, please feel free to email the customer success team, and we'll make sure to cover those in our next video. So again, thank you very much. Appreciate you being here, and we'll talk soon.